Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Liz, and where have I been for the past like 3 months? I'm so sorry. I will get into that in just a moment. Also, a couple of disclaimers. This is a pre-filming day, okay? I work 70-hour weeks, and you're gonna be seeing this look, this face, this shirt for the next 5 weeks, okay? I'm pre-filming. I'm sorry, but content is different, okay? Also, if you hear a little fan, it is currently April and it's hot and it's on the lowest setting possible right next to me. So yeah, if you hear a little buzzing, it's my fan. So this video is basically going to be an update as to what I've been doing for the past amount of time, right? 3 months is a long time. So first thing, I moved into my new apartment with my boyfriend. So the first thing would be my moving, which is the biggest thing, the most stressful thing, and you know, everything. So the first thing I want to talk about is what I've been doing for the past 3 months and why I haven't been uploading. Primarily being my work schedule is pretty hectic. I work 7 days a week, 70-hour work weeks. I'm including travel time because they're an hour. That little ding was my Xbox notification, by the way. But driving wise, I drive an hour to and from work for Monday through Friday, and then during the weekends it's about a half-hour commute there and back, so an hour. So yeah, there's not much time to film and edit and upload within that time frame. And also, I recently moved, so I've been packed up months before even moving, honestly. So all my gear, my camera, my filming setup, it was completely packed away, so therefore I couldn't really film. There wasn't really places for me to film, so I moved, right? I live in the like Westchester, Dutchess County area, or close to, so it was about an hour and a half almost away from like my previous home. So I had so much stuff, y'all. I'll just pop up a little video. I have like 8 suitcases, 2 giant makeup trays to hold all my makeup prior to having this like dressers. So it was a lot. So, and my queen size mattress, my mini fridge, everything. So I had to rent a U-Haul truck and I had to drive the U-Haul truck, and it was like a 15-foot truck, y'all. My legs were tense, bro, tense the whole freaking time, cause they ding you for any little, you know, bump, whatever. And it was a 15-foot truck, y'all. You could still drive that with like a regular like driver's license. I think it's like a classification D, so you don't need like a commercial driver's license to drive a U-Haul truck, and that's what we use to rent. Sorry, this one piece of hair. Also, this is a wig, y'all. I didn't dramatically grow like 20 inches of hair. Okay, this is a wig. So yeah, so I had to drive the truck, and my legs were tense. The muscles in my legs were just tense the whole time. And I was driving that truck for like 3 hours because I had to drive from my boyfriend's parents' house to the pickup spot, which was like 20-30 minutes. And then I had to drive to my house, which was like a 10-20 minute drive. And then I had to drive back to my new apartment, which was like another hour and a half. And then I had to drive back 30 minutes to the most local drop-off spot. So I was driving that truck for 2 hours. And y'all, the moving process, the rest, I didn't get fully settled until like a month in. And mind you, me and my boyfriend only took off that weekend. You know, I went back to my regularly daily scheduled program for like 70-hour work week. So when I tell you my OCD was acting up, it was acting up, bro. I was at work, like even when I was at home, I was thinking about how I needed to pack up, or like how I needed to unpack everything. And mind you, my boyfriend is also a collector. Like I could not relax because it was a mess. My whole entire living room was just filled with stuff. And like I said, it took like a month. And I guess, I don't know. Again, so my boyfriend is also a collector, but he collects like figurines, pops, all that stuff. I think he has like over 150 pops, y'all. And y'all, that stressed me out. That really stressed me out. but it's okay. Everything's like situated. So yeah, I guess I'll talk about a little bit of the moving process. As far as like selecting where we lived, I went on to Trulia. Now this isn't sponsored. Y'all, if I'm sponsored, I'll tell you. But like, I got 50 people following me. Ain't nobody about to sponsor me, my little channel. But thank you for the people who are here. So yeah, I went on the app Trulia, and I was looking for like a long time. And basically, we chose a place where my boyfriend's job was in walking distance, so I didn't have to like drive him. So like, and I didn't care where I lived, y'all. I really didn't care where I lived. So it was by recommendation of his mom's for the place that we actually found, and it was within our budget, and thankfully we were approved. So I'm just gonna go over the little things that was required, or the process of getting the apartment. So basically, they run a background check that you have to pay for. They run a credit card or a credit score check, which you have to pay for, and you know, and that covers any student loans that you have, your current credit score, all the credit that you've acquired, and I have acquired a lot. So at the point of my application, which you also have to pay for, I think it was like 20 bucks just to apply, I think, I had incurred a lot of debt, so which was a big contention of like, am I gonna get this place, you know? But thankfully my boyfriend didn't have any incurred debt, so that, you know, it worked out. We ended up getting approved, thankfully. So after we got approved, we put down a security deposit, and the security deposit was about $300, and that's just to secure obviously the apartment for about a month until we decided to move in. And the security deposit just covers like about a month's time. You know, you can't put a security deposit and decide like 5 months, like, okay, I'm ready to move in. You have about a month's time to move in, and that's just specifically with our living facility. So when your move-in date comes, right, and you have to pay the remaining of the security deposit, which is equivalent to 1 month's rent, and we technically pay like $1,300 for rent, and like $1,350, right? So we pay about $1,350 for our rent, monthly rent, and y'all, it's taxed, so it's like basically $1,400. And so moving date, you have to pay the remaining of the security deposit, and then you have to also pay another month's rent. My boyfriend's playing with the cat, and a little toy has a little jingle bell. Sorry, I can only speak to what we have to go through, so I don't know about anybody else. So I don't know about anywhere else, but we had to turn on the electricity and also separately get renter's insurance, and also pay for the electricity separate. So the electricity was in do you hear why I say electricity? Electricity is separate from the actual rent, but our electricity is like $20 a month. It's like literally nothing. So yeah, we basically got the U-Haul truck. The U-Haul truck basically just filled up my stuff. So a couple people canceled on us and just rescheduled for like Sunday, even though we had like our moving date on Friday. So we only had his parents helping us, which is fine, but they were tired after like, you know, driving all that 2 hours. So, you know, and I wanted to like do it all in one day. I was pretty optimistic, y'all. I was telling my friends like, oh yeah, it'll all be set up by the time you get here. Y'all, it took me a month. I really tried it, and they were just like, secretly, my two best friends were like, yeah, she really thought she was gonna have it all set up. I was very optimistic, because when I moved away to school, like, I had it all set up in a couple days, and that was all my life with me. So I was like, I can do it again. But no, this was a lot. So it wasn't until next weekend, the following Friday, that we were able to get all his stuff done and all his stuff moved in. As far as the apartment wise, I don't want to give you like the complete layout, obviously, because there's some crazy people out there, and I have had people to my face tell me they want me to die. So we're not giving out my floor plans. We're not showing, you know, tour here, tour there. I might show you my living room. We're currently in my bedroom. You might just see those two things, but that's about it. So I guess now we can talk about like nursing school. I previously mentioned in one of the videos that I failed out of nursing school. I'll pop up on the little eye, the other video I did about failing out of nursing school and my whole journey doing that. So my plan was to go back to nursing school this fall, this fall, which would be August of 2021. I applied to this school in January, and I did everything I needed to do as far as the information that was given to me. There's a pre-entrance exam. It's called the TEAS exam. Don't ask me what it's abbreviated for. I don't know. But there was a science placement exam. I handed in all my transcripts from my previous 3 schools. I sat down for this TEAS exam and I scored well above the average. I'll pop up a picture because, like, hey, you know, like, I took it. Like, somebody got to see my scores, right? Like, you know. So, and mind you, I paid like $200, like, to sit down for the school, to buy that, like, book that I needed. And I just, like, the bare minimum, the basic package to, like, study for this test. But I took weeks and hours every day, like, at work when I could, just studying for this exam. So I put in time, effort, money, everything. So my hands are like forever here, bro. I'm not used to having all this be shown. I got accepted into the school, but not specifically the program. And when I was in communications with multiple representatives for the admission and my specific appointed admission advisor, they were like, okay, well, first you have to do this, that, and the third. And I did all that. And then it was getting towards the time where I needed to sign up for classes, which was in March. And I'm like, okay, before you need to set up for classes, you need to speak with an academic advisor, right? Which is fine, pretty standard. So I call admissions in March to set up this appointment. And they're like, actually, you don't have to set up for classes until April. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. April comes around this week. Today is April 17th. I don't know if you can see this or whatever. But so I called this week around Tuesday, and they're like, actually, you know, since you're transfer admission, you don't actually set up until May. So at this point, I'm like, this don't seem right. Let me specifically call the academic advising. And they're like, well, actually, we don't even have a nursing application for you. And I'm like, excuse me, what do you mean you don't have a nursing application for me? When I applied through the nursing school, not just general admissions. Because I got into the school, and they're like, okay, you're registered in general studies. And when I spoke to my admissions advisor, they're like, it changes after you do X, Y, and Z. I did X, Y, and Z, and it's not changed. So at this point, the academic secretary was like, let me get you with an academic advisor. So I'm doing a Zoom meeting, and y'all, so I'm on the Zoom meeting with the academic advisor, and he's like, well, one of your courses didn't transfer. It was developmental psych, and they're like, well, we have child development psychology. And I said, that's the same thing. And he said, not for our school. And mind you, after they received my transcript and it was reflected into my profile, I called them up and like confirmed like all of it transferred, and someone like, yeah, we received all your credits. So, like, the lady didn't even want to say we you know, all your credits transferred. She's like, yeah, we received all your credits. And I was like, okay, but did it transfer? And she's like, yeah, we received your credits. So I'm under the impression that it transferred. No, like, she didn't tell me it didn't transfer. Nobody told me it didn't transfer. And so I specifically sat down with the academic advisor in April. So that is a prerequisite to getting accepted into the program, which nobody told me until a few days ago. So second thing is another course. It's called sociology. And when I looked at the course outline of that specific school, it laid out each semester and the courses you're taking during that semester. And it was depicted to me that you can take this course as a co-requisite, meaning you can take this course with your other nursing courses. I was told by the academic advisor, actually no, it's a prerequisite, meaning you need to take this before getting accepted into the program. So with that loan information, I would have to take these 2 courses before even applying to the program. And I would have to take these courses this fall, so this August. On top of that, you can only apply to the nursing program during the fall session. So August. You can't apply during the spring session, which starts in January. So I would have to wait a whole nother year to even be able to apply. And that's not a guaranteed acceptance, right? So 2 of the courses, meaning I would have to do this part-time because it's 2 courses. I mean, I guess I could take other courses, but like I don't need to. And nor do I want to. Like why would I take up 3 other courses just to be considered full-time? So I wouldn't get financial aid for part-time. For financial aid, you need to be enrolled in 12 credits. So one of the courses didn't transfer, the other one I didn't have, and I needed it before applying. I'd have to wait a whole nother year. On top of that, just for the consideration for an acceptance, if you have a withdrawal, a dismissal, a failure from a course, they take away 3 points per course. So my first school that I applied to, I had a medical withdrawal, and I told him, he was like, you know, whatever, it takes off points for like withdrawal. I said, but I had a medical withdrawal, and he's like, that doesn't matter, they still counted against you. I was medically excused from my school. Like, I'm not gonna go into the specifics, that's a whole nother video, but that's 5 courses. I was enrolled in a full-term student. That's 5 courses. And on top of that, I failed a couple courses, obviously in my other school, my nursing school that I got into. So that alone is 25 points against me, just for consideration for the acceptance of the program. Doesn't end there, because, you know, with my life, it never does. On top of that, I took my A&P 1 and 2 almost 5 years ago. So my A&P 1, 2, micro, chem, whatever, all of those courses expire within 5 years of taking those courses. So I took those courses maybe in 2016, 2017. So those are close to expiration date, right? And on top of that, the TEAS exam that I took expires in a year. I took the TEAS exam in February because I applied for the school in January, and I took the TEAS. Actually, I think I applied for the school in like December. Like, anyways, so that would expire. So I would need to apply for the school like in January. And I know the nursing school and nursing programs, they're like, well, you could just apply next year, you know, it's no problem. Like, I can't put my life on hold for another year. I can't. I just can't. I told myself if anything were to happen, like if I weren't, you know, if anything were to happen with this, I would just, you know, go on to plan B, right? So, I mean, this is soul crushing. Like, this was my dream. Like, I've been working on this for 6 years to try to be a nurse. And it's not just like, I'm not in it for the money, y'all. Like, I'm really not. Like, that's nice, y'all. That's like a little extra. But I love helping people. And I mean, obviously, most nurses like helping people. If you're in it for the money, you're not going to be, like, you're not going to be happy. You're going to go through all this 4 years of schooling, get to the program, like, clinical, it's rough. It's rough. Clinicals are rough. All these, you know, do all that, and then start your profession and hate your job and might quit in, like, 2 years. Because, you know, the amount of work you do as a nurse is not, it doesn't match your pay. It's a good pay, but it doesn't match the work you're doing. So if you're not in it because you have a genuine passion for people and helping people, you're not going to be happy, sis. So I say that just to say, like, I decided to be a nurse for that reason. Sorry, this is rough. This is pretty recent. It's like a new wound here. It's been, what, 4 days most. My friends and family are like, you know, what about this program, and what about, you know, this, and you know, it's nice, and I know they don't want me to just like give up, but I just, you know, I think everything happens for a reason. I just think it's a sign, y'all. I think it's just like, you know what, maybe this isn't the path for you, right? Maybe this isn't what you need to do in your life. I still am going to be in the medical field, right? Because currently I'm working as a personal care aide, but that's not what I want to do with, like, for the rest of my life. And no shade to the actual personal care aides or patient tax, you know, they all fall under that same category. That's just not what I want to do. I feel like I can do more with my education. So I don't want to specify what job title I'll be having, but it's the same amount, almost close to what a nurse would make, and it's still in the medical field. I'm not the type of person to just sulk and just woe is me, or, you know, life is unfair, or like, you know, I'm more of that, like, okay, this happened, everything happens for a reason, and, you know, pick myself back up and just keep going. I feel like that's been how I just got through life, you know. I'm very resilient, otherwise I don't think I would be here, but yeah, so I think that's it for this video. This video is going to be probably pretty long. Comment down below a little home emoji. That is a sign language for the word home. I do want to learn that. One day I want to learn sign language, especially in the medical field. But like, comment, subscribe, because YouTube makes me say this. And yeah, bye.